Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Brown Gen. And today we're talking about Marathon Digital Holdings, one of my favorite speculative stocks, focused really on Bitcoin mining and thus a real part of my crypto portfolio. Before we get started today, as usual, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out all of my tech, which I'll put up on the screen right here. And also, anything I say is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and you should do your own research. So we've got some incredible news today. First off, let's start with what we found out about Ripple. So Ripple, or XRP, they have been embroiled in a lawsuit with the SEC over whether or not they're a security and if they sort of violated federal securities law. Well, I'm super pumped to tell you that they won their lawsuit, and a judge ruled that they didn't violate any securities laws today. They ruled today that they didn't violate any security laws. And this is a monumental and a landmark legal victory for the entire crypto industry. And because of it, like, the price of XRP went to the moon. You know, we went as high as 85 cents on the announcement. As you guys know me very well, I had, like, just so you know, I had 3,000 XRP that I bought back in December of 2022. My cost basis was like 32 to 33 cents. I cashed in on an amazing win. I sold it for like 82 cents today, which is way more than a double. I think it was like 170, 160% up. Fantastic gains. All I had to do was be patient. And this really speaks to what I was talking about yesterday. Don't fall for time-based capitulation, right? There will be times where you put money into something and you sit there and you wait. But then if you were to take your money out of that and put it to something that's already started moving, like let's say you were sitting instead in another asset and you saw Ripple go up so much, so you bought Ripple at like 80 cents. Well, right now you'd actually be down. You'd be down a cent, right? And who knows if there'll be a slight retracement after the fact. And then the thing you got out of, that might keep going up. So one of the things you have to remember is just, if you have the conviction and you believe in something, don't get bored. Don't sit there feeling like you have to make moves. One of the biggest mistakes investors make is feeling like if they're not making any moves, they're not making any money. The reality is sometimes the best move is to literally just sit on your hands. That way you don't do anything. You don't sabotage yourself. But fantastic news for Ripple. Sort of going back into this, the decision was specific to the facts of the case. It's going to give other crypto firms the ammunition they need when battling the SEC. As you guys know, back in June, we had a significant correction to the crypto market when the SEC started getting involved with Binance and Coinbase around certain tokens. I think Matic, not Polygon, Matic, AVAX, and a few others. And the SEC spokesperson said the agency was pleased with part of the ruling in which the judge held that Ripple violated federal securities laws by selling XRP directly to sophisticated investors. And it's apparently possible for this ruling to be appealed once a final judgment is issued or if the judge allows it. So the Ripple chief executive says what we all think, which is this ruling is a huge win for Ripple, but really a huge win for the industry. And for those of you who are using Coinbase, well, now, and this has not been the case for over 3 years, you'll now be able to sort of trade XRP on its platform. When I first joined Coinbase and I tried to get XRP, it wouldn't let me do it. Glad to see it's now available. So that's fantastic. We're not really going to go through all of this when crypto is not a security or the partial win for the SEC. You already know there are calls for legislation in the crypto market, but let's take this win and not just Ripple, but pretty much almost all of crypto, or pretty much all of crypto, skyrocketed on the news, right? We got Bitcoin breaking out to a sort of new weekly high, Ethereum sort of getting back to pace almost at $2,000, right? Ripple, obviously, but every crypto did well. So this is fantastic news. And, if you have a significant crypto investment, you were happy. Now, Bitcoin, as I mentioned, has really been trading flat since, June, right? Like we've gone between 30 and 31,000 over the last little while. One of the things that's important is today we're talking about Marathon Digital Holdings, right? Marathon is a Bitcoin miner. I've showed you in previous videos how they mine, I think it's like 30 to 40 Bitcoin a day. They hold like, I think 16,000 or even more Bitcoin on their balance sheet currently on top of cash. So as the price of Bitcoin goes up, the valuation of the stock goes up. But what's unique or very interesting is the price of Bitcoin is actually moved up and down maybe like a few percentage points, but nothing significant. However, Marathon Digital Holdings and Mara has really been doing fantastic. Today it's up 14%. Over the week, it's up 23%. Over the month, it's up 100%. These are incredible gains, right? You don't get these kind of returns normally in the stock market. And the way I look at this is Mara is a sort of leveraged investment in Bitcoin that starts at a much higher Bitcoin price because otherwise sort of the company is completely underwater. But it's actually incredible to see Marathons kind of doing so well. But if we go back to Bitcoin and look at that price, so let's compare, where is it, June 21st to today. So June 21st on Bitcoin hasn't really moved much. June 21st here, it was at 1252, and we've seen it, I don't know if I can do the drag, but from 19 to 12, a $7 increase, it's over 60% in the same time period that Bitcoin has stayed flat. So really, why is it that that's going on? And sort of that decoupling is very important to understand because a lot of other companies are now investing in these Bitcoin mining stocks. I showed you this article last week. Vanguard now owns $560 million worth of Bitcoin mining stocks, right? They've increased their exposure. These guys aren't stupid. They're not making really dumb bets. They are betting and getting ahead of everyone else in getting their positions. Because let's not forget, Marathon Digital Holdings was doing way better at the bull run, right? So it says $75, but I'm pretty sure their all-time high was like $89 back during the peak or during the all-time high of Bitcoin. And we can easily get there and even much further going forward. But Vanguard has sort of invested in Mara. They've invested in Riot, both of which are Bitcoin mining stocks. Fantastic investments. And honestly, like if you're ever like comparing your investments between like BlackRock and Vanguard and yourselves and you're off base, just remember these guys sort of make so much money. They're usually almost never wrong. And they know something that, we clearly don't. Also, here's a question that sort of I love to read, right? Which is, while the value of Bitcoin has not really gone up, Riot, TeraWulf, Marathon Digital, they're surging this week, right? And so Riot's up 15% today, 27% higher for the week. TeraWulf up 22% today, 40% for the week. Marathon Digital 14% for today, 20% for the week, right? And as you guys know, we heard from the CPI print that the CPI in June rose about 0.2%, up 3% year over year, which was definitely a beat on expectations. Fantastic for us. The 3% year over year number is the softest inflation that we've seen since March of 2021. And core inflation that excluded food and energy also slowed, really supporting that narrative that we have that the Fed is making progress with inflation and we can avoid a hard landing, but that's not confirmed yet. So the quicker the Fed can get this under control, the quicker we go sort of to a risk-on environment with less interest rate rising, and that will be very beneficial to assets like cryptocurrency, things associated with risk. So one of the things that is bullish is the inflation report, right? And while there may be another rate hike at the Fed's upcoming meeting this month, inflation's coming down. The Fed's been saying for several months that they're looking and monitoring that data closely. And as I just showed you, there's a lot of interest in cryptocurrencies and crypto-related stocks. The sector has been red hot since BlackRock and other firms announced plans to launch a spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund, or ETF. Now, this person says they tend to prefer owning Bitcoin over Bitcoin mining stocks or crypto-related stocks because it's less volatility. But if you're bullish on Bitcoin, like honestly, owning the crypto miners is way more reasonable because this is the asset they mine and hold, right? But during a winter, these stocks can really take a hit even harder than Bitcoin. So very interesting, definitely sort of good to know. And once again, here, just reemphasize, Bitcoin mining stocks outperformed Bitcoin in 2023. And, I'm not going to go through all this again. I'll probably include a link to these articles in the description. But you can see here, by market cap, Marathon Digital Holdings is number 1, then Riot, then Cypher, then Hut 8, Northern Data, Hive, CleanSpark, Bitfarms, and Iris, right? Now, one of the things we should be highlighting here is these mining companies make expansive moves, right? So they are adding to their total hash rate. And by doing that, they increase their earning potential, right? And there's no reason not to do it. It's a short-term investment for long-term gains. I hear a lot of times people are worried about dilution in Mara and other companies. Number one, the people who get to decide on dilution are the ones who control the majority of shares. So they'll really vote in the best interest of the company. And that's sort of why it's done this way. But number two, I'm not worried in the long term anyways, because I'm super bullish. I have a long-term outlook on Bitcoin. I really do believe that Bitcoin will reach and break all-time highs. And when it does, I expect Mara to be over $100 a share, which is why, even now, right? If you watch my video, and I'll link it on the end screen, I talk about the big bet I made on Mara, putting $20,000 in with an average share price of $8 and $8.20, something like that. I still haven't taken profits because I don't even think we're close to the ceiling on Mara. So when you read the title of this video and we talk about sort of Mara, will it go to 20? Man, I would be surprised if Mara doesn't break $20 tomorrow. But if it doesn't tomorrow, I expect within the week that Mara has broken through the $20 ceiling. And I expect it to keep going because it's all positive catalyst for Bitcoin right now. It would really take a black swan event for it to go the opposite way. I believe we'll still be going up on Bitcoin to around $37,000 a token. Until then, I don't see any significant resistance. Anyways, that's pretty much all I want to talk about today. I'm super bullish on Bitcoin, super bullish on Mara and the other sort of crypto-related stocks. I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure that you follow me on all of my tech. The Brown Gent on Instagram, the Brown Gent on YouTube, right here. Hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. And if you want some other sort of guidance and support, talk about stock market, cryptocurrency, and trading, or ask me any questions, check out discord.thebrowngen.com. And if you want to support the channel, right, I put out a ton of free content. For 99 cents a month, you can be a channel supporter, get some cool badges and whatever. But really, if you want to be an investing prodigy, I'm going to create a sort of chat room within the Discord where I talk about all my current moves, so you sort of see what's going on as they're happening. You'll get my sort of short-term and long-term trade guidance if you want to follow along to your choice. That's the $4.99 option, or the investing prodigy option on the memberships. Once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.